Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Unboxed. So glad that you joined us today. Okay, I want to kind of continue on a theme that I've been discussing on and off for the last several months, to be honest with you, and that is this right here. I'm going to kind of hone it in now. There is a science to thinking, an actual method that all great leaders should follow to become stronger, more competent thinkers. And I want to say this again. Thinking is the most essential skill set that a great leader can have. As leaders, we spend too much time focusing on the right decisions and not enough time focusing on the process of thinking through our decisions. And I don't want to get caught in semantics, but I hope that you understand that difference. I've been enamored with a book that's called How to Think. It was written by Alan Jacobs. And today I'm going to tell you my thoughts about abortion and how I came to this position. So stick around as we unbox this together. I'm Dr. Robert Davis, family life educator and relationship coach. And welcome to Unboxed, a frank and straightforward conversation about relationships. We're going to talk about family, church, workplace, and all other types of relationships. Join me for the next few moments as we unbox the power and potential of relationships and help you to live your best life. All right. Welcome. So glad to have you here today. Listen, would you do me a quick favor? Would you please like, subscribe, and share? That's right. Like, subscribe, and share. Hit the notification button so that you can know when we are going live. And if you're listening to this in podcast, check us out on www.swg-unboxed.org. That's swg-unboxed.org. Okay, we're talking about the science of thinking. As I shared earlier, today I'm going to tell you my thoughts about abortion and how I came to this position. And you're going to, if you think I'm already Looney Tune, trust me, you're going to be like, man, this guy really is really messed up. He's got a few loose screws up there. But tomorrow, this maybe I'll be able to redeem myself, because tomorrow I'm going to give you the formula, the process to coming to the right decisions. All right, here it is. This is a very hot button issue. The Supreme Court just talked about it. So let me give you my 2 cents and weigh in on this abortion issue. Abortion. I am a pro-life, anti-abortion person. I am pro-life, anti-abortion. Now, here's the catch. I'm anti-abortion for several reasons. First, I am a Seventh-day Adventist Christian. From the first time that I ever heard the discussion about abortion, and I really can't put my finger on when that was, but I know that it was when I was quite young. Ever since I was a child, every time the conversation of abortion came up, it was discussed, especially, in the context of a biblical perspective. I've always been taught that life begins at conception, and that, to abort a baby is to be committing murder. Second, I am an African American. I'm a descendant of American slaves. And the reality of the matter, and this is just, statistical facts, abortion has disproportionately impacted my community and my community's population more so than any other race of people in this nation. I mean, abortion has had a disproportionate impact on my community's population more so than any other group or race of people in the nation. So when I see, how abortion has impacted the number of African Americans in America, I say, wow. I was really surprised the other day when I was looking at different states. In the state of Mississippi, 70% of all abortions are performed on African American women. And as an African American man, that really troubles my heart, because I want to see my people live and thrive and succeed. The third reason why I am anti-abortion is because Margaret Sanger, she's the founder of the modern day pro-choice movement and the founder of the modern day Planned Parenthood. She was an avowed racist. There's no argument about that anymore. Even her staunchest defenders have to concede that they try to say she was a woman of her times, but she was a staunch racist, an avowed racist, and she was a eugenicist. And she wrote and spoke and believed that there were groups of individuals, the developmentally disabled, African Americans, and others who we need to weed out. And so she taught sterilization for African American women. She said that we ought to promote abortion in certain communities, primarily African American communities, et cetera, et cetera. And knowing that, it's kind of like the legal argument of the fruit of the poisonous tree. So the modern day abortion movement comes from and springs from that tree of eugenics and has its root in that. So I wanted you to kind of understand the thinking that shaped who I am around my beliefs relative to being anti-abortion. But here's the catch on the other side. I am also pro-choice. And I am pro-choice because I am African American. I'm an African American man. I am a descendant of American slaves. And so I know what it is like to have other people who are not part of your identity make decisions regarding your body, your family, and your reproductive rights. I told you the other day that I was watching the show. What am I talking about? I was reading the book about Frederick Douglass. And when he was 1 year old, they took his mother and sold her to another slave plantation. And between 1 and 7 year olds, his mother would come. She was sold 12 miles away. She would walk late at night to come and to lay down with him. It brought me to tears when I heard that. And this was just a few weeks ago. I literally cried when I heard that she had to walk under the stars of night, afraid, of getting caught. And then that meant that she would have been brutally beaten. And she had to be back before sunrise so that she could be back out in the fields and work again that day. And he said that she would just come and she would lay next to him and just rub his head until she fell asleep. And it just dawned on me how little control that African-American slaves, especially, and even throughout the history of America, how little control blacks have had over their own body, over their own sexual organs, over their family, and over their own reproductive decisions. So as an African-American man, it stands out to me that, man, it just doesn't seem right to tell other people what to do. I am pro-choice because my name is Robert Lee Davis. Robert Lee. That's right. I'm from Washington, D.C., Chocolate City, USA. At least it used to be anyway. Chocolate City, USA. And my name is Robert Lee. Now, how do you get a name like Robert Lee coming from Washington, D.C.? You get a name like Robert Lee because your grandfather, and this is, our family story. My maternal grandfather was born in Virginia. And he was born on a sharecropper's plantation. And the main head of the plantation, when he was born, told his parents that his name was going to be Robert Lee. He was named after the Confederate general. And so me, born in 1974, I'm now Robert Lee Davis. And I was named after my grandfather. And I'm proud of this. And I wear it as a badge of honor because it's a constant reminder of how much my people have had to endure. And that's one of the reasons why I share my full name when I talk to people, because I want folk to know how far we have progressed, that you didn't even have control over what you named your children in many parts of this nation. We're talking about, as just a few years ago. I hope that you're listening to me today. I am pro-choice because I am a Seventh-day Adventist Christian. This is the fourth reason. I'm pro-choice because I'm a Seventh-day Adventist Christian. And one of the things that Christianity teaches is that God gives all of us the freedom of choice. He gives us the freedom to make poor decisions. He doesn't stop us. If we want to lie and cheat and steal, and even if we want to do something as egregious as murder, God does not physically intervene, even though there's ample stories in the Bible that lets us know God has the power and the ability to step in and to intervene. And yet he gives us the freedom of choice. And so, of course, I'm thinking to myself, how can I then deny someone else the freedom of choice over their own body and over their own decisions? And then, as I said before, I'm an African-American man. And so as I understand how it is to have somebody who's not a part of your group, make decisions for your body, I think about that myself. As a man, what authority do I have to tell a woman, what she can and cannot do for her body? So you can kind of see this wrestling, but I wanted to give you this background because it's really going to be important as we come back tomorrow and we talk about the process to coming up with good decisions. Now, I don't know what all of this means, to be pro-choice, anti-abortion, especially from a legal and policy perspective. If I had to make the final decision, I'll be honest with you, it would kill me if I had to make that final decision as to whether or not a woman had the right to have an abortion. I'm so glad that I don't have that power, that authority, and that I'm not in that position. But I'm thinking about it. I'm wrestling through. I'm thinking through what I believe and what brought me to this point in my decision. And that is the first and perhaps the most important step in unboxing the power and the potential of your leadership. Thinking for a change. Thinking for a change is perhaps the most important step in unboxing the power and the potential of every relationship. I'll see you next time.
Seasoned with Grace, Unboxed also provides healthy relationship training and leadership development for businesses, churches, and community organizations. For a free consultation to discuss your team's needs, please contact us at our website at swg-unboxed.org. That's swg-unboxed.org.